Welcome back, everyone, to the lowest hanging wax on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Today we'll have a little bit of fun. I don't recall ever opening a box of the 1991 Donruss, but that ends today. So as you can see here, we have a beautifully hermetically sealed official Donruss wrapping. We're going to carve into that in a moment. Looking for the usual suspects: Griffey, Frank Thomas, and what I'm looking for are the elites. So maybe we'll get super lucky and get an elite. That's why they have the hermetic seal here to make sure we don't nobody tamper with those suckers. All right, little pet peeve of mine. I can't stand people who do that. But even with the Donruss, we're going to go right down the seam, nice and easy, just because. But hey, it's your box. You want to slice it on the front? Go right ahead. All right. So here we go. We're going to dive in. I'm going to do 6 packs. We'll do this in some batches, just because I could use the content. And I don't know anyone who wants to sit through a whole box of this at once. So we'll do, as I claw across the front, I'll do what I did with the Fleer. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab these 2. We'll put the rest of this fresh, perfectly squared off box away, preserved from 1991. It's amazing to me that this stuff's still around, and especially in such quantity. How is there so much of this left? Thank God there is. Give us a little break from this craziness. All right, pack number 1. Let's see what we get today. If you could find it in your heart to like and subscribe, I do appreciate it. I'm having some fun opening this stuff, taking a little stroll down memory lane. This is the card of the month or the week to beat. For my PC, it's the Drabeck. We collect Drabeck here. All right, let's see if we can pull a Doug Drabeck today. That'll be exciting. Pack number 1. Boy, you don't gotta look for roller marks on these. This thing's pretty crusty. Let's see what we get. Tearing into the first of 6. Starting to pack off. Oh my heavens! Look at look at that cut. A poorly, awfully, embarrassingly cut Lee Getterman. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. I think I only spent $20 on that box. Hubie Brooks. Even that was probably too much. Tommy Gregg. If we hit an elite and it's not cut that way, we'll be good. Oh, here we go. Will Clark. Starting things off. Darren Dalton. Dave Steeb. Diamond King. I'll put the Diamond Kings aside. But Jimmy Key. There's the beautiful back. Very sharp design. I like this. It reminds me of the 90s soft drink cups you get out in the arena. Mark Knudsen. Ken Caminiti. Kevin Belcher. Gary Carter highlights. That's pretty cool. We always put a Gary Carter. That was actually a catcher. He was one of my favorite players when I was around that era. Ryan Sandberg highlights. He'll go in the upper deck. We'll put him with Drabeck. Jose De Leon. I get him all the time. Man, these are terribly cut. Look at all that bottom. Look at all the real estate down there. That's what we get with the junk wax. Paul Gibson and Rob Murphy. All right, boy, this might be one of those boxes where it's just looks like Ray Charles did the cutting. All right. Moving along. Pack number 2 and a little bit better cut. Jack McDowell. Pretty cool old White Sox jersey there. Greg Olson. Wally Backman. Bob Thigpen, Diamond King. We'll put him aside. Gerald Clark. Kevin Elster. Billy Hatcher. He was solid. Nolan Ryan. There we go. Nolan, you're going to cover up Doug Drabeck. Or at least slightly obscure him. Cecil Fielder. I was a huge fan. I'm putting him up. These are really odd, though. Some of these. I mean, does that look like... I don't know. Regardless, we'll put him up. Randy Myers. Scott Fletcher. Lee Smith. Juan Samuel. Please let me know if I'm missing any rookies here. I don't think I am, but you never know. Kevin Romaine, 91. I was getting heavily into basketball. Well, this would have been 92, I guess. So heavily in the height of basketball craze. So I wasn't buying as much baseball. So that's why we're going back. We're going back, seeing what we missed for a reasonable fee of $20 for about $5 worth of fun. All right. Let's see what kind of cut we get here. Alan Trammell. We'll give you a spot in the front for now, Alan. John Marzano. Steve Sachs, All-Star. I know a lot of people don't like Steve Sachs. I'll put him aside. Craig Worthington. Steve Buechele. Ron Robinson, looking like Chris Elliott. Sort of, no? Or Toby from, looking like Toby Flenderson. Sammy Sosa. We gotta put up Samuel. We'll put him here. We'd put you on the top if it wasn't for the jab. Juan Gonzalez. There's a guy you can put on the top. Proudly displayed. Dwight Gooden. Now we're getting a run. Now we may need more stands. Greg Hibbard. Alan Mills. Omar Vizquel. He was pretty solid. Bernard Gilkey. Chuck Carey. Tim Belcher. Not too bad. We're halfway through pack number. That was a great pack, considering. Even with that creepy looking Cecil Fielder. Man, these are really caked down there. These are like fossilized. This thing is like a fossil that was unearthed. Holy crap. I need to get the X-Acto back out just to open the damn packs. This was an extra crusty one. This must have been under a heater here in Buffalo all winter for decades. All right. Mark Lewis. Bobby Bonilla. I'll make the reference we all make because that guy's still getting paid. Boy, what a deal. Rudy Sinez. Greg Olson. Juan Berenguer. I never heard that name. Boy, he's really giving it his all there. Leo Gomez. Sorry to cover the face. Dave Paca. That's pretty cool. We'll ghetto it up. Actually, we're going to put him with Cecil. That is terribly. Oh my God, look at the cut. That's actually a cool Diamond King. That's pretty badass. Look at that cut. Look at all that bottom. You can make another whole card out of the bottom of this one. Holy crap. Definitely nothing worthy of. Is anything really worthy of PSA? Gerald Perry. Steve Finley. Gary Templeton. Nolan Ryan, no hit. We'll double them up. Man, these cuts are brutal. Ozzie Smith. So horribly cut, he's almost off the picture. Lance McCullers. Chris Hoyles. Tom Hankey. And the Tom Hankey's perfectly cut. Damn the luck. All right, let's keep chugging along. Please like and subscribe. It does help. If I'm popping up every day, just hit the subscribe button. It's right there. You'll see it. You'll help me out immensely. Get me closer to 1,000 subs so I could possibly maybe get some free packs. Free packs. Look how I bent that one. Just so we can open them up here. This is a lot of fun. I love commenting on this stuff. I'm going to do it anyways while I open them, so I might as well share it. Dwayne Ward, starting with pack number 5. Shane Mack. Dave Smith. Mark McGuire. Nice, man. Well, that one's actually cut pretty decent. A little bit right to left. You got Steve Lake. Not that it matters. Chris James. Good old checklist. Holy miscut. Horribly miscut. Tim Burke toward the point. Look at that. That's fun. That's why we're doing this. That's just, I love seeing that. Sean Bosky. Randy Johnson. Not too terribly cut. We'll cover Dwight. Sorry, Dwight. Larry Walker. Man, I'm going to put Larry Walker. Oof. Les Lancaster. When they're cut like this, you don't got to worry, kids. Mike Scioscia, Francisco Cabrera, Jeff King. He's solid too. I put aside who I like. All right. Last pack. Can we get an elite out of a crusty, fossilized pack of 91? I would say these were somewhere stored where there was, just from my experience, this looks like this was dried on with forced air blowing on a case or cases of all kinds of junk wax. But for 20 bucks a box, I don't know. I think it's fun once in a while. And we'll get maybe what, 6 pulls out of this thing? We'll milk it. We will milk it. All righty. Starting the pack, Deion James, Mark Williamson, Kevin Reimer with the donut, Bill Spires, Ivan Calderon, Terry Kennedy, John Franco. I was a big fan. Don Paul, Mike Witt, Harold Reynolds, Mark Salas. He doesn't look like much of a... Hey, I'm Mark Salas. Sorry, I'm getting a little bored towards the end here. Lee Getterman, Hubie Brooks. Come on, give me one more pull. Tommy Gregg, Will Clark to end. Sorry, Juan, we're going to end with a finely cut PSA 10 Will Clark. Look at that. That's a PSA 10. Wouldn't you say? All right, guys. I appreciate it. Every video is a PSA 10 for me. That really is fun. I love doing this, horsing around. I mean, come on. We got Doug Drabeck. I'm knocking over cards that don't matter. It's inconsequential. Even the Doug Drabeck. That's why he's in a top loader. All right. We're bailing here. Thanks again, folks. I do appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun and can't wait to do it again very shortly. Thank you.